Hello everyone and welcome to the series in which I choose one watercolor from my collection and then I study it when I'm live, and you can find a live here on Twitter and YouTube. And yeah, I try to do different things, and then once I have studied the color itself, how it acts on this paper and with the brush that I choose, I just go on the other side, and this is what we are going to do today. I'm going on the other side and just paint each color for each page. So you are very welcome. Last time we made this nice Japanese panorama, I don't know, view, village view. Today, on the other hand, since I've recently been to Japan, I take a picture of, well, it's a stone with some kanji in it. And he does this nice tree nearby, and I really liked it. So the other day by myself, I made this paint here in which I try to recreate the same feeling that I have about the photo. And then I was like, you know what? I could try to make it in a more minimalistic way and make it in the one color series here. So that was basically what I did the other day during the live. The color that I choose comes directly from Japan. It's this nice huge pan here, and well, this is the color. I tried to translate it with Google Translate, says something like oh my god, I forgot. I don't remember. 19, let's call it 19. So this is 19, and I guess this is the brand as well. I don't know. I don't read Japanese kanji. If you know, just write a comment below and tell us what it is. But yeah, so the coolest part is that their pan are in a ceramic pot. I love this. So yeah, we're going to use this. Now, the watercolor from Japan are completely different from the one that we have in Europe. They are completely different. And this is the swatch that I made live the other day. And just for reference, this is a swatch of one of our watercolor, right? Like European style watercolor. And it's so smooth, the color spread beautifully. If you drop some water in it, it's going to create those splash. It's so easy to understand how it works. The Japanese one, it's a mess in here, just because it was so hard to understand how the color were acting that it took me so long. So I think this is the beauty of having art supplies coming from all over the world, right? You find different style, you find different things, and you can experiment more. That's what I want to do. So yeah, let's keep this in here, our number 19. Now, usually when I go studying the color, I make like few sketches, depending on how confident I feel about that specific color. It could be up to 4, because that's how much I fit in these pages. And for the other day I made a couple, and then by myself I tried to make another one. What I learned from the first one is that I kind of like the fact that this stone with the kanji was in the back and the tree was in the front, but the composition was odd. So I tried to make a more mysterious composition in which there is, again, the stone in the back, but now it's half covered by the tree. And I think I like this more with the stone a little bit lighter and in front a little bit darker. I think it's nice because from what I understood in Japan, they have this stone and they believe that there is a spirit in the stone. And those spirits can do series of things. It depends on the spirit itself. And I like the mysteriousness of this composition here. So yeah, I'm going to try to replicate these. First, I'm going to use my pencil to actually sketch these, because in this example here, I haven't used the pencil and it was super hard to make a composition like on the spot. So yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, pencil, let's go to the other side. Here, beautiful. Now, to make the composition, let's say the stone, it needs to be on the back, and the stone has very peculiar like shape. It's like something like that, and then it's spread a little bit like this, nice. And then we have the stones, and I feel like one stone should be something like here. Maybe instead of a rounded stone, I can actually go with a more like rectangular stone, if that makes sense. Like something like this, and then we will have another stone in here, like this, Okay, something like that. Yeah, I feel this could be cool. And then I want to have the tree coming from here and just spreads, it goes there, so it covers a little bit the stone. And then this tree have this funny shape, right? Kind of a bowl. I don't know. Pretty sure they treat them in that way, like bonsai style, but they are super big, so not like a small teeny tiny bonsai. So let's go with the flow and let's go like this way, so the composition go a little bit up, and then here it will spread a little bit and goes here, and then we can make another bubble here, and then maybe a bubble here. Oh, something like here that covers a little bit the tree, so it's more kind of realistic. Maybe a teeny tiny here as well. Yeah, I think this could be a good start. Maybe I want this shape to be a little bit rounded. Like I'm basically building with you guys, so yeah. I think this could be kind of okay-ish. And then, oh, you know what? I could make the stone actually taller and a little bit more behind the tree. Yeah, let's do that. I should have started from the tree, I think. So let's make it a little bit taller, and then again the square like this. Yes. And then the kanji will be whatever we can come up with. It's not important because I don't know Japanese, so that's why it's not important. If you know Japanese, maybe it's better if your kanji makes any sense. Okay, it will be a quick sketch, so we are fine with this. Now, let's take our brush. During the live I use another brush from Japan that is this one, but I found that the brush itself is super soft and it was so hard to control. So yeah, for this one I want to use something easier like this. And then I'm going to make first of all the light color and then build on top of it. So let's create a little bit of like super waterish color just to have everything in the back to fit that color. Because with watercolor, as you know, maybe you don't know, I don't know if you know, but it's super easy to make dark, but it's super tough to make whatever color you're using back to light. So you basically build everything from the darker side to the, no, wait, the other way around, the lighter side to the darker side. And how you make a watercolor lighter is just you add water to the pigment. Because watercolor at the end of the day is just pigment that is compressed into a pan or in a tube with some sort of material in it to make it in the way it is. So yes, okay, that's our base. And I think since this is already kind of wet-ish, we can add a little bit more pigment, but not too much, to just make some sort of texture on the stone. Like I remember there was some like these stripes that comes from the rain, because it was raining on the stone itself, so those kind of stripes they were there. Pretty stuff is that they were in the stone with the kanji, but not in the other one for some reason. I don't know why. And maybe we can make the other stone a little bit darker, so it will, you know, pop out more from the composition, like the one that are in front. And again, just to make random shapes to have a little bit of texture in the stone itself. Okay, I feel now this is already too dark. I think this watercolor here, it's super pigmented. So with just a teeny tiny bit of that, you have such a great cover, and I love that in general. But with these very quick sketches, I still have to learn how to control the amount of color I have in the brush. I love the challenge though, so not complaining at all. Yeah, this is our weird shaped kami stone. I feel it's interesting to go to another country and, well, keep getting in contact with their traditions and their spirituality in general, like what they believe and this kind of things. You learn so much. Basically you have a different perspective in the world. So I think that's pretty valuable in general. Now, while I'm waiting this, oh no, it's already dried, so I don't need to wait for it to dry. So I can just write some super random kanji. That of course they are not kanji. It's basically an invented language, but as long as you got the feeling of it, I think it's fine. But yeah, the kanji themselves were amazing. Like, I want to learn that skill. Like, wow. Like, I had people writing in front of me with calligraphy brushes, and I was, damn it, it's so impressive. Okay, now let's go super dark for the tree. And since I already have my kind of bubble, I know where the leaf's gonna be, so it's just easier to create the shape of the branches and just leave some empty space for the bubbles of leaves. And then they had these branches that were like this weird way. For some reason it reminds me of a weird mushroom. I don't know why, because they were not like a mushroom, so I don't know. Now for the leaves themselves, I want to add water because I would love for the color to spread a little bit. It's not that easy to make these specific watercolor spread, so it's kind of a challenge. Like European watercolor, they spread immediately. The moment they touch the paper, if there is a little bit of water, the pigment is like, yeah, let's go, have fun, and it moves around a lot. Japanese watercolor, no. They don't know how to have fun spreading around, so yeah, it's not like European watercolor. I think you should try. Like, it's easy to find, at least in Europe. I guess in US will be the same. In Asia, I'm pretty sure you can find those kind of things easily, or I hope so for you. But the European brand that arrived of Japanese watercolor, it's Gansai Tambi from, oh my god, what's the name of it? I don't remember the name. I will leave a link down below if you want to have a look of this kind of watercolor. I think if you want to try a new thing and if you want to test yourself with a new set of skills, or just you want to experiment a little bit more with other watercolor rather than the one that you are on your comfort zone, I think you should give it a try, because seriously, those kind of watercolor are tricky, but at the same time, it's so much interesting. Try to dominate them and make them do what you want. I feel like it's an interesting challenge, you know? So, yeah, if you feel like you want to try something and you don't know what to try, go for Gansai Tambi, give it a try. Now for the stone, I want to give a little bit of texture, so I'm just dropping few drops of water, because if there is something that this watercolor taught me the other day while I was watching it, is that it spread completely randomic. So I feel this could be actually a good thing if you want to make a texture of a stone somehow. So yeah, let's give it a try. So let's just, the technique is super easy. You take your brush, you add some water, and you just touch the paper with a drop of water. The color, it's like the pigment is going to spread around, making these interesting shapes that looks like, kind of look like a crystal or something in your rock. I feel it's super nice. Now here there is no contrast between the rock in the back and the leaves in front, so let's make a little bit more contrast by adding a little bit more pigment. It's way too wet. Now it's not enough pigment, so let's add a little bit more pigment to this. Super scared to add too much pigment. Okay, now it's good. and I want to make the shape a little bit weirder, more unpredictable. I mean, when I was there, it looks to me that they were like, I don't know, people with the scissor go there every day to just cut the leaves because they were so perfect. I was impressed. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if something like that will be in real nature, it won't be exactly like that. It will spread around pretty like randomly. I would love to learn more about that. I actually bought a book about Japanese gardening, but it's in Japanese. So, I mean, I bought this for the photos, to be honest, because I was like, oh, that would be so cool to try to sketch. So yeah, that's definitely something. Good. While we are waiting for this to dry, I'm going to show you the book. So this is the book, and inside there are all those beautiful pictures of like Japanese countryside. I think it looks awesome. The fun part is that there were many Japanese gardening books, but only this one have a nice shot, because this one is actually not gardening, but the moss. Like, you know, I think it's moss, this thing here. And it was so funny to me that to have a good shot on a book, you need to take a photo of the moss. That's really funny to me. Okay, now I feel there is something missing here. So we are going to add some texture by taking this. That is another brush that I got in Japan. It's already used because it was in a second-hand store, and they were actually selling like kimonos and other things like that, no brushes, but on a corner were these brushes that were like 550 yen, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And I actually found out they are super good, so now I'm regretting that I haven't bought any one from the store. But what I like is that you can take, okay, maybe there is too much water in here, let's see. You can just go like this, and it's going to create this kind of interesting texture. So a little bit more watercolor in it. So see, something like this. Okay, I feel this is too dark for what we have here, so maybe let's add a little bit more water. Again, having a super hard time to try to understand how much water. Then let's go like this, just to have some sort of, not too white, because I didn't like the white that much in the background. Like in some cases, having everything white, it's super nice, but I feel like in this case it's not that nice, so let's go with this. Some of you actually told me how this technique is called in English. Completely forgot the name of it. So yeah, good job, Elisa, good job. Nice. I feel like this is it for today. Thank you for sticking around. Now I'm overworking it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to regret this. But yeah, if you want to check the other videos, there will be plenty of those kind of quick sketch. Yeah, you're here to learn together or to do stuff, so feel free to share your comments, ask whatever question. Just in general, I have fun with whatever art supplies you're using. Here is watercolor, but happy to have you sticking around. Bye bye.